Hi Sonu, how are you?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm fine, sir.
I'll just tell you who I am, so that you have the confidence that you are with somebody who's appropriate.
Yes,
My
sir.
name is Vivek Harinarayan. I'm from the 1980 batch of IAS.
Yes, sir.
I qualified when the year prelim was started, first batch, 79. In my first
Okay.
attempt, got in by God's grace. And
Yes.
I was able to score 212 out of 250 in my interview.
Oh, sir.
And last 2 years, 3 years, almost running,
Yes,
the
sir.
toppers of the civil service interview have been my students.
Yes, sir.
So that's the reason I want to coach you. Now, just
Thank you,
tell
sir.
me, is this, you've been a faculty, you've been teaching, I've
Yes,
gone
sir.
through your DAF, you've been teaching mathematics, you've been teaching so many subjects. Is this your first interview or is this earlier?
No, sir. This is the first interview, sir.
And how many times?
First time I cleared, sir, prelims, mains, and appearing for interview, and it is my sir last attempt.
Okay, because I saw you've been from from 2014 or something. So
I've
7
been
attempts.
I've been trying this exam from 2012, sir. But initially, I was not sure of going into the civil services. Yes, sir.
So, अब आप ये बताइए, अब आप, so that means obviously it's the last attempt.
Yes,
So, आपके दिमाग में क्या है और आप क्या चाहते हैं मुझसे?
सर अभी तक जो मैंने इंटरव्यू फेस किया है, काफी सारे मॉक इंटरव्यू मैंने अटेंड किए हैं और काफी सारे मैंने अपने इम्प्रूवमेंट भी अपनी पर्सनालिटी में किया है. मेनी इम्प्रूवमेंट लाइक स्पीकिंग फ्लुएंटली. इन द वेरी फर्स्ट मॉक सर आई यूज्ड टू स्टैमर.
आपका भाषा इंग्लिश होगी कि हिंदी?
यस सर, इंग्लिश होगी, इसलिए इंग्लिश में बात.
ठीक.
So in the first mock, sir, some of the mocks in the earlier days, sir, like in April. So I used to stammer and fumble. Then somebody suggested you don't have revised the knowledge and all. First go through that and read daily editorial aloud. This problem will get reduced, and it has reduced, sir, really. One problem, sir, I am facing. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, one problem, major issue I am facing, sir, is sometimes, sir, means the enthusiasm levels of me. I observe ki for a certain interview, sir, it goes down, sir. Yes, sir. So I don't know. Just for example, sir, for today I am having fever, but I don't want the fever comes in my way of personality test, sir. Fever or something like I have a tonsillitis problem, means it occurs, means ki see the weather outside in Delhi is very humid. So whenever
तो नहीं हो गया?
No, sir, COVID is not means ki last year I had COVID last year, but this year I have taken the vaccine, Covishield and all, and I'm maintaining the proper COVID guidelines and all. Yes, sir. So
what is
major
enthusiasm level? Okay, fine. That's number one. Number two?
Number two is, sir, like some of the question, like I'm not able to come up with a good answer for a question. Like you have done from one of the premier institute, you are wasting public money by getting into civil services.
Okay.
So that is, and how you are going to use the knowledge of textile technology as well as your optional mathematics in the administration. So these are, sir, some of the facing.
Okay.
So these are, sir, major issue where I'm getting stuck. Apart from this, sir, there are some factual questions which are new in almost every new mocks, which I am unable to answer. Then after the mocks, I go through that. So this
Okay.
way, sir, my interview.
So let me tell you
Yes,
2 or 3 things.
Yes, sir.
First thing is that the personality test is not a test of your knowledge.
Yes, sir.
And it is not a question and answer session.
Yes. Sorry.
It is not a Q&A.
Yes, sir.
So there is nothing called a good answer.
Yes.
What you will have is a good conversation.
Yes, sir.
बातचीत करनी. They are not looking for knowledge from you. They are not looking for so-called smart answers from you. They are looking for a fact that whether the Sonu has the personality to be able to become a good civil servant, which need not necessarily be IAS, it could be other services also. So those are the fundamentals.
Yes, sir.
Enthusiasm is directly proportionate to your conversation. So if the conversation is going good, let us say if we were discussing the story of Sholay,
Yes, sir.
भाई वो गब्बर सिंह का क्या डायलॉग था, फिर वाला तुम्हें याद है कि जब वहां पे गया तो क्या हुआ, और फिर उसने जब कालिया को क्या कहा था, कालिया कितने आदमी थे, तो उसने क्या जवाब दिया था, फिर उसने कहा था मेरे हाथ हाथ मुझे दे दे ठाकुर। इस तरह की बातचीत होगी तो आपका एंथुसियाज्म कभी नहीं गिरेगा.
Yes, sir.
But suddenly, if I'm discussing that, can you tell me something about the village of the president of Mr. Kovind? अब you say, साला क्या बात कर रहा है यार ये मतलब.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly.
So essentially, see, it will have to be your capacity to keep the conversation lively.
Okay.
What they will provide to you is, please note down, what they will provide to you are what are called trigger points. पेंसिल वेंसिल रख लीजिए आप, है कुछ है, पेन पेपर है?
Yes, sir. मैं नोट कर लेता हूँ सर.
See, what the panel will give to you are trigger points for conversation.
Okay.
Now, the trigger point could be a question, it could be a comment, it could be a quotation, and you're being asked to elaborate on that. It could be a statement, it could be anything.
Yes, sir.
But consider them as trigger points on how I have to start a conversation. So, as I said, enthusiasm is directly proportionate to the type of conversation that you will have. And it's a two-way conversation between you and the panel.
Yes, sir.
If you keep the conversation live and lively, where they are also smiling, they are also joking, they are also having fun. 25 minutes ऐसे लगा. My interview incidentally was for 45 minutes.
Okay, sir.
And at 25 minutes, somebody checked the watch and said, "यार 25 मिनट हो गया है." It was a good conversation going on. अच्छी बातचीत हुई.
Yes, sir.
So I hope I've answered your question on enthusiasm.
Yes.
It is a two-way process. If you give answers, then the questions then it become boring. Now let's take an example. अब आपने क्या सवाल पूछा? आपने कहा सवाल technology. वो you have wasted some public money. What was that said question about?
You did engineering from one of the premier institute of India.
IIT Delhi.
Yes, sir. IIT Delhi. And you are wasting. You are going into civil services, isn't it? Okay. You are wasting public money.
So now, what essentially he's trying to you forget the public money part of it. What he's trying to say, ask you is that you studied in IIT. Why are you not going in for engineering? Why are you looking, having done IIT, why are you doing civil service? Now, the way to start this conversation, if you don't get into the public monies part of it, if you have some data in terms of how many children from IIT make it to the civil services every year, you can always quote it back to them. To say that, I'm sure respected panel member wants to know as to having studied from an IIT, and I don't know whether you did civil engineering or what. I mean,
textile engineering, textile technology.
So, okay, some engineering, you've done an engineering, having done this thing, I've done engineering, or let's say having from IIT. Why? I mean, you could say, sir, data reveals that in the last 10 years, in a batch size of selection of 700 people, more than 350 people are coming in who have got technology background. And out of that, maybe 200 are coming from the IITs. So it's a value addition. And you can say, sir, it's a value addition which I've learned from my marks. If you see my mark sheet, first time I got 48%.
Yes, sir.
In my 10th. Then I got so-and-so. So it's like moving up the value chain. And I think in this movement upwards of the value chain, I feel that the best way to learn all that I have learned at an institute of technology, the IIT, is to devote myself to public service. How do you think your knowledge of technology you'll be used? I think you asked something about technology in administration.
Yes,
how will you utilize technology, this thing in administration? Now that's an answer you have to prepare. So first thing what you have to do is, Sonu, you have to prepare at least 150. When is your interview?
So 24th of August.
So you have about a month.
Yes, sir.
Now, one thing we have to learn very clearly is that you have to prepare at least 200 questions on your DAF.
Yes, sir.
And I'll tell you, you have to start with Sonu Kumar, your name itself.
Yes.
So,
sir, can I interrupt here, sir?
Please.
Sir, one of the questions, sir, with regards to, sir, my name is coming. What is the meaning of Sonu? So I say, sir, meaning of Sonu in Hindi. The Sonu in Hindi is Sona, derived from Sona. So it means, sir, gold. Then he say, panel member asked, how is gold related with you? Then, sir, I answered in one of the mock interview, sir, I have a golden heart. Sir, can this way interview?
मैं बताऊंगा आपको, बताऊंगा सब बताऊंगा, don't worry, I'll
Yes,
tell
sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
I will tell you everything, don't worry.
Mhm.
So the question is, as I said, you have to prepare the answers. First thing is you have to prepare the answers.
Yes, sir.
And in the preparation of answers, you have to start with your name. The first thing is your name.
Yes,
So
sir.
let's put it like this. What is the mean? Why did, or let's prepare an answer to the question, why did parents name you Sonu?
Yes, sir. So it was very accidental one. My
You don't have to say it.
okay.
You don't have to say it.
Okay.
You have to suppose why if I was there, normally this is the kind of question I ask.
Mhm.
The normal question I ask is that I take the parent's name and I normally ask that why is it that your so and so your parent's name, and I'll just tell you what's your parent's name. Just 1 second.
Suresh Prasad Gupta.
Why did Suresh and Rita Devi decide to call you Sonu? Sonu is a very interesting name. Suppose the question is Sonu is a very interesting name. There's also a very famous singer called Sonu Nigam.
Yes.
And why did Suresh Prasad ji and Rita Devi decide to call you Sonu? Were you already singing when you were born? I normally ask a very positive kind of question. अब आप इसका जवाब दीजिए.
Sir, my parent name gave me this name based on the suggestion given by my one of the cousin sisters. She was a very fan of Sonu Nigam.
Okay. Now what you have given to me is an answer. Now first of all,
Yes.
what was my question?
Were you singing at the time of it?
So पहला मंत्र तो ये सुनो. Write down 2 words called silent and listen.
Yes.
What is common in them?
Sir, listen is more than the silence. Means being an active part.
It's a very mathematical question. Both of them have the same alphabets.
Yes.
SILENT, LASTN, both have the same
Yes,
alphabets. And there's
yes.
a great connection. So no, you have to silence your heart, body, mind, and soul. So you have to silence your heart, body, mind, and soul, and listen to the question. My question was, Sonu, you have a very interesting name. There is a very famous singer called Mr. Sonu Nigam. So tell me, why did your father's name and your mother's name, Rita Devi, decide to call you Sonu? Were you singing a song when you were born? Now, आपने सिर्फ इसके 4 हिस्से. Pehla is a compliment. You have a very interesting name.
Yes.
Number 2 is a comparison with another thing, which is a very famous singer. Third is, why did your parents decide to call you Sonu Nigam? And I am hazarding a guess, were you singing a song when you were born?
Yes, sir.
Now I will answer this question for you.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you, sir, for this very lovely compliment which you have given to me, saying that I have a lovely name. And yes, also for the compliment that it is also the same name of a very famous singer. I did actually try and find out from my parents, respected parents, as to why is it that they decided to call me Sonu. Sonu actually means Sona. Sona means gold. And I think what my parents told me was when I was born, it was almost like they felt they had gold in their hand. So they called me Sonu. But the other reason which you have mentioned, sir, is also true. My cousin sister, name her. I don't know what's your name, the cousin sister. Kya naam hai?
Sir, Suman.
My cousin sister, Suman, sir, she's a tremendous fan of Sonu Nigam. And she said, whatever, chacha, chachi, aapki kya hai wo? Sonu ki kya
Yes, cousin, Chacha.
And she insisted, nahi, chacha, you must name him Sonu. So the love of Sonu Nigam and the fact that my parents felt that they were holding gold in their hand, I became Sonu. How is this answer?
Yes, sir. This very interesting, sir. Very lively.
अब आपको नींद आई?
नहीं sir.
Enthusiasm drop हुआ?
No sir.
But be prepared for the fact that how much do you know about Sonu Nigam. So please research on Sonu Nigam.
Okay sir.
सोनू निगम के पिता का नाम क्या है, सोनू निगम ने गाना कब शुरू किया, कैसे उनकी एंट्री हुई, क्या उनके फेमस गाने हैं, उनको कोई नेशनल अवार्ड मिले हैं कि नहीं मिले. प्लीज रिसर्च, बिकॉज आई टेल यू वन अदर इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट नाउ. One very important aspect is every word of your DAF has the capacity to become a question. Every word of your DAF has the capacity to become a question. And every word of your answer has the capacity to generate another question. So, अब आपके जो आंसर आपने दिया तो उसमें गोल्ड आया है, उसमें सोनू निगम आए हैं, उसमें आपके कजिन का नाम आया है, पेरेंट्स का नाम आया है, ये सब आया है. So अगर गोल्ड पे भी सवाल आ सकता है तो okay, since you are Sonu Nigam, can you tell me what is the gold rate today? That could be a question.
Yes.
Or what is the importance of gold in currency? That could be it. You know how gold is kept against gold, your currency is this thing. When you are importance
Yes.
of gold, what kind of metallic, what is the chemical formula of gold? Aurum, क्या उसका नाम क्या है? AU जो भी है.
Yes.
गोल्ड के बारे में हो सकता है because somebody might just freak out on gold also.
Yes.
So gold पे भी एक दो सवाल बना के रखो.
Okay.
Now, what I have done is I have started a conversation. Now, the only way I could do a conversation is because I listened to the question. And a nice way to start a conversation, Sonu, is that include a part of the question in the beginning of your answer.
Okay.
उससे तीन चीजें निकल के आती हैं बड़ी साफ साफ. ए, मैंने आपके सवाल को सुना. दूसरा, मैंने आपके सवाल को समझा. कुछ तो लोग सुनते हैं लेकिन समझते नहीं.
Yes.
I've listened to your question, I've understood your question, and I'm only responding to your question and not telling my story.
Okay.
Everybody in the panel wants that the response of the conversation should be on the basis of the trigger point and not something which you had learned earlier and he just, kind of gives it to you. So I hope I'll be able to coach you on that aspect.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
what you have to do is, now this is only possible when you are in the process of what I call think and shrink. Think and shrink means on every data of your DAF, you must prepare at least 15 to 20 minutes of speaking matter. So meaning of Sonu, God's Sonu का क्या नाम है, कोई मतलब अभ्रंश है, शिवा का भी है, किसका है. And depending on the question that will be coming to you, you will, so one other important aspect is after every question is over, please pause, wait for 1 or 2 seconds. So the question is over, please wait for 1 or 2 seconds. There are two basic reasons for that. Number one is to ensure that the question is over. So that, when you start giving the answer, they don't say, excuse me, Sonu, I have not finished the question yet. That embarrassment is avoided. So when the question is over, wait for a couple of seconds. That's one. Number two, it gives you those 2-3 nanoseconds, give you the time to think and shrink. Absorb the question. As I said, listen to the question, absorb the question, and then respond to the question. Listening is happening while it is going on. Understanding the question and replying to the question happens within those 2 or 3 nanoseconds. And nanoseconds, you are actually, what you're doing is the process, what I call think and shrink, which means you're preparing at least 10 to 15 minutes of data on every aspect of your DAF. But depending on the trigger point, in those 2 seconds, you are bringing it down to a 2.5 minutes data and conversing about it in 45 seconds to 1 minute. So Sonu, that 45 second to 1 minute conversation cannot happen till you don't have data which is 10 minutes and to which you can shrink to 2 minutes. तो मेहनत बहुत है.
Yes.
अब आपको मैं आपके डेटा डाफ बताता हूँ कि आपको किन किन चीजों पे बनाना है. So you have to start with your name, Sonu, right?
Yes.
The next you have to come to is the name of your district, date of birth. Your date of birth is 8/11.
Yes, sir.
How many people born on 8/11? What is the significance of 8/11 in history? In your email ID, you put Sonu IITD. So they're saying that, are you trying to show off your institution? That could be a question. A lot of your IITs I've seen 1-3. I mean, you are probably my 300 plus candidate whom I'm coaching. Yes, and a lot of the IITians have this IITK Vivek Harinarayan at gmail.com. And when you ask them by kya hua, so the answer is obviously this is the first time I was making an email ID. Before that, I didn't have an email ID. I didn't even know there is something called email. Only when I got selected in IIT, tab pata chala. So I give them a romantic answer. So, but I'm saying you prepare an answer. Why that you? So if they're saying that, are you trying to show off your institution? You can, IIT Sonu at IIT D05, whatever it is.
Yes,
you can say that it's not just a question of showing off, sir. I think I'm immensely proud of the institution that I've studied in. And of course, there are, apart from facts also, that before IIT joining and all, sir, in the school, college, where did we know anything about email? So when we went to IIT only, we were told that, okay, you have to create an email account because everything will be through email. And at that point of time, your joy is so much that you've joined the IIT. So I made it Sonu IITD. But it's my joy. It's my joy, which I have for my institution where I studied. So, but I'm saying prepare an answer. Don't give my answer. But be prepared for the fact that they may even ask you a question. Why is your email Sonu IITD? That is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. So then let's say questions on your district. You are from Bihar.
Yes, sir.
Katiyar.
Yes.
But I'm seeing that you are coaching in Guwahati.
Yes, sir.
उस पे सवाल आ सकता है. ये who see the what is PNT? It's Shiva Sadan near PNT Chowk. What is PNT?
Sir, PNT stands for, sir, there is a quarter nearby that particular chalk, sir, for a staff of postal department, sir.
So it's P and T.
Yes. Postal and telegraph. Postal and telegraph. Yes.
अच्छा, तो मतलब मैं सिर्फ ये कहने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि उस पे भी सवाल आ सकता है.
ओके.
और उत्तर रोमांटिक बनाना है, कॉन्वर्सेशनल बनाना है. उनको फुल फॉर्म नहीं देना है.
Yes.
चौक का क्या मतलब होता है, क्या होता है, और पीएनटी का क्या मतलब है, उस पर भी डेटा आंसर बनाना है. ठीक है.
Yes.
Then you come down to, so in any case, in terms of places where questions can be asked,
yes, sir.
Obviously that the fact is that you will be asked questions. You have to be prepared for your hobbies. You have to be prepared for your study. You may be asked a question that you got very less marks, and then I see that gradually your marks have gone up from 48% to 60% to a very good marks. You got good marks later on. So how did this improvement happen? What was the inspiration that, or they may ask you that you got very poor marks in high school. Why? So you could always say that it was a starting point, and whatever be the reason, you can mention the facts. But that was an inspirational start for me, and I think I climbed up the ladder. And after that, from 48% go to so. कहने का तात्पर्य है कि उसमें सवाल आ सकता है.
Yes.
अब उस पे भी अगर सवाल आ सकता है तो फिर let's look at the other aspects of your listening. Then so address, then then you have to prepare for the fact that all the current affairs, in any case, you have to prepare very well.
Yes.
COVID, you have to prepare. You've done mathematics, so very good. I mean, there may be one or two questions on mathematics, doubtful, but they may be.
Okay.
So having studied again IIT and done mathematics, why would you like to join the civil services? Now, at all these things, my always answer to all my children is that you take the discussion to a 300 feet level and not answer it at a 6 feet level.
Okay.
And what I mean by this 300 feet level is that you take the conversation to the point that, engineering essentially, you can even quote from somewhere that engineering is the study of systems and processes and applications to local problems. Some famous mathematician's quote can be given. Some famous engineering quotation can be given from somebody who's world famous. So-and-so has said this. So you say, sir, engineering exactly has equipped my mind to be able to consider putting systems and processes to solve the problems to a particular challenge. Now, in civil services, the target base could be the people, or the population of this country. And engineering has prepared my mind that how can I apply existing or even new systems and processes to better their lives. This is what I've learned. Mathematics has taught me an application of mind. Whatever, find a good find a good definition of mathematics. Mathematics has been defined by Einstein as so and so, or mathematics has been designed by some really famous mathematics, where mathematics definition of mathematics has been taken to a higher level, and not mathematics is putting 2 + 2 = 4.
Okay.
Uska naam leke, uska definition likho, and take it to that level, and then say how that principle of mathematics and engineering applies to civil services. And that is what I have learned.
Okay.
And no knowledge is waste. Suppose वो कहा IIT में पढ़ा है, मैथमेटिक्स पढ़ा है, सिविल सर्विस क्यों कर रहा हो? वो भी बड़ी पुराना कोट है. No knowledge is ever wasted. फलाना बोल सकते. And where else? Which other platform can I find that I can, if I was to serve, let us say at Government of India level at one point of time, that I could actually be serving the entire population of India? Which other platform can I find? इस तरह का सवाल करके अच्छा जवाब बना के conversation करो. So from a, as I said, perspective of questions that you have to prepare, please prepare questions. Some questions are mathematics. Your industry of father was an entrepreneur. What entrepreneurship is he doing? What is the importance of entrepreneurship? What's the importance of startups? All these things can be questions. Then you could be asked questions on, as I said, 48% in 10th, 62% in 12th. And then moving up, you got 65 plus much more. I mean, it's a distinction for IIT level. It's very good. Yes. So what is फिर सुरतुलसी कॉलेज, ये कौन है? सुरतुलसी कौन है? IITs का क्या बैकग्राउंड है पूरा? When were the IIT started? All things about IIT Delhi. कब स्टार्ट हुआ? कितना एरिया है? क्या स्पेशलाइजेशन? हिस्ट्री ऑफ IITs क्या है? Can you tell us something about that? This institutions of the Indian Institute of Technology. So take it to a very good discussion, conversation level. Don't get into an answer mode. Okay. Because answer mode is the boring mode, and that's where the enthusiasm drops. Okay. So इसपे सवाल जरूर आएगा कि भाई, you have been now coaching for such a long time. You have been coaching in physics, mathematics, and right, starting from 2013 in Aadhaar Educational Services to potential and now vectors. There could also be a question that I see from your earlier also, I think. Yeah, 2009. Yes. There could be a question that you have been changing jobs every 1 year or 2 years. 2009, 2011, 11, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 16, 16, 17, 18. Does that show that you're not happy with any job, or does it show a non-stable mind? That also question can come. Be prepared for a decent answer. Okay. But the fact that you've been changing so many jobs, virtually, starting from 2009 to 2018, which is 8 or 9 years, yes. I see that you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 positions virtually, of which only 2 are 2 years and everybody else is like less than 1 year. So, उस पे भी सवाल आ सकता है. The importance of coaching पे भी सवाल आ सकता है. What do you think is the importance of coaching institutions? How important is that? Do you think coaching institutes play any role? What is the role that coaching institutes play in preparation for civil services, or even NEET for that matter, or FITG for that matter? I mean, what is the role of coaching institutions? उस पे भी सवाल आ सकता है. तगड़े जवाब बनाओ. Okay. फिर आपने आया. That's it. What is your hobbies? Let me see quickly. Prestigious merit come means scholarship IIT Delhi. No. NSS पे सवाल आ सकता है. Part of NSS. What is National Service Scheme? What is the logo of National Service Scheme? That chakra with that red color and that blue. What does it signify? What is the vision of NSS? Do you think it is important? Hostel Common Committee, Ragging Committee. Ragging के बारे में सवाल आ सकता है. What do you think about what is the anti-ragging policy of the Government of India? What are the anti-ragging laws? Laws that govern. Any famous cases against ragging or anti-ragging that has taken place, which if you have gone up to Supreme Court, know all about that. Okay. Teaching methodology, interval running, I don't know. Listening to Bollywood songs, no. Collecting funds and clothes. Yeah. This heart of gold that you have got, collecting funds and clothes for flood-affected people in Bihar. What have you done for COVID? Question link ho sakta hai. Yes. Having worked for the fact that you were doing it, is there anything action that you have done for during COVID. A lot of people from Bihar also were affected. What have you done for people in COVID? If you have done something, prepare for that.
Okay.
Running, interval running, maybe they may just ask you as a matter of interest, yeah, what is this interval running and how are you inspired towards it? Prepare a nice, interesting answer as to what is interval running. When you're experimenting with different teaching methodology, maybe a question can come. What are the different teaching methodologies that exist? Study a lot about that. Virtually, you should do a lot of, almost like a B.Ed.
Okay, sir.
So right from, and today, I mean, it'll move from oral to written, from face to face. Now it can become online. Anything can happen.
Yes.
In COVID, different teaching methodologies are being used now. Can you talk about them?
Okay.
Prepare a really good answer. What are the platforms? What are the academies who are doing? Unacademy kya kar raha hai? Byju's kya kar raha hai? Falana kya kar raha hai? So which are the institutions which are doing different type of teaching methodology? What are the technology platforms which are being used? How is IoT being used for teaching in as a methodology? How can artificial intelligence be used for teaching methodology? Do you think comparison between online and offline, face to face, which is better and why? इस तरह के काफी कुछ सवाल जो हैं वो teaching methodology पे आ सकते हैं because it is part of your data.
Okay.
Beyond that, my time is actually getting over and there are 4 more students waiting. But anyway, no problem.
Yes.
Beyond that, some routine questions may come about preference of service and all those things. I mean,
okay.
आपका पहला we have given foreign service as 8th option. Why? Do you think you don't want to? Why you only want to serve in India? You don't want to go abroad? Some questions may come on that.
Okay.
For that, my answer is always saying that it's one of the preferences. I mean, while in the order of preferences, it is 8, but it is a preference. And you can be very honest about it to say that knowing my background, knowing myself and knowing my education and my aspirations, my strengths. So if I was to do a SWOT analysis of my strength, knowing the opportunities that will be available to me and the strengths that I have, I feel I will be able to serve in India better. But it's not that foreign service is not serving India. After all, it is also the serving the interests of India, but maybe not in India as a country, but in other countries of the world. But it's always the service to India only. So, considering my own strengths and this thing, I personally felt that I'll be do a much better service in any service in India itself. Be honest about it. In case that question comes, आया था सवाल आया था?
Yes, sir. Some panel has asked about it.
क्या पूछा?
Like, why you have given 8th preference for IFS? You seem IFS is not a good service.
अब वो provocative बात करते हैं. तो मैंने आपने क्या जवाब दिया उस टाइम पे?
मैंने बोला सर कि सर IFS is one of the premier service recruited by civil service examinations, sir. And the reason for me is that, sir, depending upon my strength and weaknesses, I considered to be delivering means optimally while staying in India, sir. That's why I put it at 8th position. Okay.
Yeah, but I think you first have to clarify the fact that it is a preference. I mean, while it may be number 8, but I have definitely given it as a preference. Number 2, you should mention the fact that let's accept the fact that even when I'll be in the foreign service, I will be serving the interests of my own country, which is India.
Yes.
It's not that I'll be serving someone who's foreign. It's just that I will be serving the interests of India, but not within India, but in other different parts of the world.
Okay.
So the interest of India will remain common. But knowing then, as you said, my strengths and my, the fact that I want to, use different teaching methodologies, I want to, then if possible, take them to one of your hobbies.
Okay.
Considering the fact that I'm a person who, has experimented in different, considering the fact that I have actually worked during floods in Bihar and seen the problems of the people in Bihar when I collected clothes for them, etc.
Yes.
I feel my services would be better utilized if I was to serve in my own country, which is India. वहां पे उनको वो ऐसी एक पकड़ दो तो वो फिर वहां से कहेंगे अच्छा हाँ yes you have used clothes in India, so then they will go to your hobby.
Okay.
So try and keep the interview on your ground.
Okay.
Don't let it slip away. So as I said, please make a square of these 4 points: mathematics, IIT Delhi, civil services, and your hobbies in one corner. Hobbies in one corner, choice of education in one corner, choice of optional in one corner, civil services in one corner, 4 corners, and make as many crisscross connections as you can possibly make. Having studied mathematics, why do you want to join civil services? Having done IIT Delhi, why do you want to come to civil services? How will you utilize IIT, knowledge of IIT and mathematics for becoming a better civil servant? If you are a collector and there is a problem of drought, how will you use the services? How will you use your knowledge of mathematics to solve the problem? If, but, if करके कम से कम एक 15-20 सवाल उसी पे बनाओ.
Okay, sir.
And linking it to hobby. Now you have a hobby of, you had this passion for serving the people during floods. How
Yes,
will
sir.
you utilize the knowledge which you gained in your hobby? Suppose you are the collector and there were floods in the district. Obviously, you cannot go and collect clothes. But
Yes.
how will you utilize this? So, उसपे भी बनाओ. From your hobbies to a district administration situation.
Okay.
Hobbies to other thing. Hobbies to civil service. उसपे सवाल बनाओ. कितने सवाल बनाए अभी तक आपने?
सर अभी तक अराउंड 50 सवाल बनाए सर.
उसको कम से कम 5 से मल्टीप्लाई करिए.
Okay.
कम से कम 250 सवाल, 250 सवाल. तभी थिंक एंड श्रिंक हो सकता है.
Okay.
And in each of them, please bring in some data, bring in the law. If there is a law, Supreme Court ruling, mention that.
Okay.
If there is a section of the law, mention that. Now, apart from that, you must know all about fundamental rights. You must know about fundamental duties. Fundamental duties पे सवाल आते हैं कि
Yes.
पहले हिंदुस्तान में पहले fundamental rights came and then only duties came. Don't you think there should be a blend between the fact that rights and duties should come hand in hand? Something like that. What according to you is the most important fundamental duty? So you must know all the duties.
Okay.
And then you must be able to say, for whatever reason, you can say that maybe not one, but I can say 2. So these are the fundamental duties. And I think that these 2 are the most important. Then why they are more important? They will ask you also. Stop at that. Why do you think, what do you think are the most important? Let's say that these are the following sections so and so. Little bit of the law. Padak se leke aao. Show your knowledge. Show off your knowledge. So whereas the fundamental rights came in the earliest constitution itself, fundamental duties was done by amendment of the act and so and so, fundamental duties was introduced. They now find place in section so and so of the constitution. 1, 2, 3, 4 जो भी है. 3 में आता है article, ये later आता है.
4A.
हाँ, 4 के बाद आता है. 4 के बाद 4A आता है. They find place in the 4A of the constitution. The total number of fundamental duties initially introduced was so and so, and then later added was so and so. I personally feel that the following 2 are the most important. Stop at that. Because then they will ask you, why do you think that these 2 are more important? उसके बाद आपको फिर अपना ज्ञान बताने का मौका मिलता है. But if you give very long answers in the first instance, you must see as important it is to know how to start the answer. It is more important to know how to end it at a point when they must ask you a question to say, go on, don't stop.
Okay.
So that is the trick of the trade.
Yes.
Towards the end of the interview, please remember to thank them.
Yes, sir.
Some other tips which I will tell you, you are never to lose eye contact. You have to maintain your interview. First of all, begins the moment you enter into the door. The interview doesn't start from the chair.
Okay.
The interview starts from the door, ends at the door.
Okay.
So you have to greet them the moment you come inside. You come inside the room, you have established eye contact, you'll be probably wearing a mask.
Yes.
Give them your best smile. Give them a reason to feel that Sonu is so happy to be here.
Okay.
So, तुम्हारा सवेरे के शाम को है?
सवेरे sir.
ठीक है? Yes. Always greet the ladies first and then greet the gentlemen. It's not that you are supposed to greet the chairman first or something like that. No. When you get in, practice that fact. Good morning, ma'am. There is a lady. If there are only men, then it's all just say good morning, gentlemen, good morning, sirs, and sit down. If there are ladies and gentlemen, please greet the ladies first by saying good morning, ma'am, good morning, sirs. And this is happening while you entered the door, established eye contact, and you're walking towards to sit in the chair. When you come to the chair, just stand for a pause for a nanosecond. They will themselves say, please sit down, Mr. Stone.
Okay.
And you will ask to sit down. In fact, if they don't even ask you to sit down, come there, turn around, smile at them, sit down. Okay. You don't have to wait for permission to say, "Hi, please sit down." I've seen some people aake khade ho jate hain. तो भाई सब आप पहने. Please remember, you are there at their invitation.
Yes, sir.
They have invited you. They have sent you a letter. Yes. They have said, please come. So आप मेहमान हो.
Yes.
So you don't have to be scared. फिर आराम से बैठो, आराम से जवाब दो। बैठने का सबसे अच्छा तरीका ये है कि you must align yourself completely to the back of the chair
Yes.
and then move a little in front, which means you go and sit comfortably right to the end of the chair. आराम से अपना कोट वोट खोल के बैठे और फिर थोड़ा सा आगे आ जाओ।
Okay.
थोड़ा सा आगे आने से क्या फायदा होता है कि I show respect, थोड़ा सा झुक के बैठा हुआ।
Okay.
दूसरी चीज ये भी कि I want to listen to every word that you are going to say, and most importantly, I don't want you to miss out on all the words that I am going to say, because I am going to say golden words.
Okay.
तीन चीज आपकी कम्युनिकेट होती है। What's the dress that you are going to wear? Suit?
Sir, suit, sir.
Black तो नहीं है?
Sir, black suit, white shirt, blue tie, sir.
यार black suit, white shirt और blue tie पहन के आओगे ना, तो I would have told you, यार, can you please get me 2 cups of coffee? You look like a waiter from a good hotel.
Okay. Sir, then.
शर्ट का रंग बदले, अभी जो शर्ट पहने बहुत बढ़िया शर्ट है।
Yes, sir. Sir, it is check ones.
Perfect. What's wrong with the check shirt, यार?
Okay, sir.
इसका कॉलर बंद होता है आपसे कि टाइट है?
Yes, sir. कॉलर बंद होता है।
देखिए।
Yes, sir, हो जाता है।
नहीं बंद कीजिए, दिखाइए। I don't take chances. टाइट नहीं होना चाहिए, इतना टाइट नहीं होना चाहिए कि फिर सांस नहीं आ रहा है। ठीक है? This is a lovely shirt. The lovely shirt. And on top of this, wear an off-color tie. Not necessarily blue. You could wear a black suit. You could wear this. Wear a grey tie.
Okay.
You could wear even I'm saying you could even wear a light, something to shade of red. Red and black का polka dots की tie पहन सकते हैं. Red and black checks पहन सकते हो. Because you're wearing a check shirt, wear a red and black stripes, something like that.
Okay.
Wear a nice colored tie. Don't, for God's sake, don't wear that. They are sick and tired of this black and white, black and white, black and white. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't add to their sickness. If you have other colors also, if you have a shirt which is, let's say, checked like this.
I have a plain cream color, sir.
Plain?
Little bit cream color, little bit peachy.
Cream भी पहन सकते हैं. Peach color की shirt पहन. Peach color की shirt हो तो peach color की भी पहन सकते हैं. Black is a neutral color. Every color goes with that. You could wear a black suit, wear a peach colored shirt. In that case, wear a brown and black combination tie.
Mm-hmm.
It'll look very smart on you. But for God's sake, don't wear black and white. Because that is a dress that waiters wear in 3-star hotels.
Okay, sir. I will change it, sir.
Please. But make sure it is ironed well. Black shoes, well shining shoes, black belt.
Okay.
टाई भी पहले से लगा के दिखा दीजिएगा मुझे कि सर देखिए कॉलर ऐसे बंद करते हैं. टाई को लटकना नहीं चाहिए. There should not be any gap between the end of the collar and the tie को लटक रही है कि by the way पहन लिया. It should be well tied up to the top.
Yes.
और बढ़िया आप उसको तैयार करके नॉट वॉट पहले से बांध के रखिए. Go there. Now any other doubts? Because I think we've already spent a lot of time.
Most of the doubts are got cleared, sir. I will prepare.
What I've told you, Sonu, what I've told you is that there is no secret to the success.
Yes, sir.
पहला 150 सवाल और बनाने हैं.
Yes, sir.
और हर एक 150 सवाल पे कम से कम नहीं तो 5-10 मिनट की बात करने की क्षमता वाला समाचार, उसमें समाचार डालना है.
Okay.
इस सवाल अनुसार जो कि ट्रिगर पॉइंट है, कॉन्वर्सेशन स्टार्ट करना है, आंसर नहीं देना है.
Okay.
और कॉन्वर्सेशन स्टार्ट करने के लिए वो जो 2 सेकंड मिलते हैं जब एक प्रश्न समाप्त होता है और जिससे पहले कि आपका उत्तर शुरू होता है, उस 2 सेकंड में उस 5-10 जो आपका मटेरियल है पूरा, उसमें से आपको उसको निचोड़ के थिंक एंड श्रिंक करके एक 2.5 मिनट का मटेरियल निकाल के लाना है जो बेस्ट है, और उसको 45 सेकंड में उस बारे में वार्तालाप करनी है. और वार्तालाप में इस पॉइंट पे लाके छोड़ना है कि वो फिर से सवाल एक पूछें कि भाई अब और बताओ इसके बारे में क्या हो रहा है. ये है सक्सेस का. और मुस्कुराते हुए बात करना है, हंसते हंसते बात करना है. कहीं मौका मिले तो थोड़ा जोक भी कर देना है. उनको भी हंसने का मौका मिलेगा, आपको भी हंसने का मौका मिलेगा. उठने से पहले उनका धन्यवाद जरूर करना. प्लीज थैंक देम. Then if they say, Mr. Sonu, that's all, thank you, then you have to say, no, I should be the one saying thank you, sir. To this panel, I should be the one saying thank you. It has been a very great learning experience for me for these last 20-25 minutes. I'm very grateful. Namaskar.